Hello Haitians, and welcome to my new channel. Yes, I had to do a new one because it was time. I hope I'm looking at you guys, but if I'm not, just go with it. I'll adjust, okay? So how's everyone doing? I would up the camera, but my hair is not looking the way I want it to look right now. It's kind of a little crazy. Let me see if I can do the eyebrows. Oh geez. Okay, sorry. So welcome back to my channel. I missed you guys so much. All right, so I like to start off with the inspirational tarot, but I am not gonna do like the regular cards because I'm working on some new material. So I'm gonna do 7 piles. So you pick a number between 1 and 7. Okay, and that's gonna be your pile. So without further ado, let's get into it because you already know what. No, I don't like to waste time. I got one, so I just want to tell you guys, right? So I'm in like a hotel. I'm at the Hilton. I'm not gonna say where, but if you know me, you know where I'm at. So I'm at the Hilton, and I tried to do like a live reading, but for some reason it won't let me do that because the connectivity here and the Wi-Fi is not secure. So I'm not gonna. Okay, so with pile 1, let's get started on your reading. Okay, so the cards you pulled out, I actually wrote them down on a notepad, handy dandy. So I wrote them down on a notepad, and this way I don't have to pull the cards. So let's see. And a lot of the stuff I'm going to do is references, right? So I'll get into it as I go, but gosh, it's been so long, guys. It's really been too long for me. Okay, so your first card is your divine protection speaks for itself. They are mad and shook. Pile 1, who are you? Second card, you are the spark that ignites the fireworks. Third card, you're so amazing. Fourth card, you're about to reach new levels in all areas of your life, okay? And the universe the universe has a gift for you today. So let's see. What you need to know is that you have to take the time to create the life of your dreams, okay, honey? Like, I cannot stress this enough. I've gone through so much from the time I have been off YouTube, and I'm realizing that life is too short. You know what I mean? So, way too short. Okay, so the title for your reading is You're Not Too Late. In fact, you're right on time. Okay, so pile 1. Let me tell you what's happening. So you're coming into a lot of power, right? Power and profit, I want to say. But what's happening is my reference for you is a dream that I had, and the dream pretty much, it was a woman, and she was testing me. Like, it was okay. It was a Caucasian woman, but she was testing me, and she sat me down, and she had a train in front of me with like real people, right? But for some reason, the way it was situated is we were the giants, and the people on the train, they were like the little people, like, so this represents, like, for me, it represented a position of power, right? So anywho, so she's staying next to me, and the train's going by, and she takes the train off the track, right? And she's like, oh, this is the power you want? Are you sure this is the kind of power you want? She was very powerful. And these were like real people, but they were like tiny, right? So I didn't touch like the train because for some reason I knew if I touched the train, then I would be taking on the woman's karma, right? So I don't know how that's gonna relate to you, but I feel like somebody wants you to put yourself in a position where you because I kind of wanted to stop her from harming the people on the train, but I knew I couldn't because that was her role to play, right? And not so necessarily mine. So I couldn't touch the train the way I wanted to. yes, this is going somewhere, right? Right? I couldn't touch it the way I wanted to, but I knew that she was trying to like transfer something over to me that wasn't rightfully mine. So when I say Power One, you're coming into a position of power, you're coming in a position of power, and people are realizing that. Like I want to say higher ups, right? So they're realizing how powerful you're becoming. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to swap. Like it's almost like they're trying to swap karma, but they're testing you at the same time to see what you're gonna do, right? Anywho, the dream skips and I'm taking a test. The test proctor was the woman before, right? So she was the teacher. Now let that sink in. She was the teacher. And I remember I was like filling out the test, and right before I can finish the test, she snatches the paper out of my hand and she goes, all right, well, time is up, right? And I got an 86. But I got an 86 because I did not have she didn't give me the time to finish the test. Like, had I had enough time, I'd have got 100, right? So, Pile 1, what's your title? You're not too late. You're actually right on time, okay? So, however this is referring to you, like, you have to know, like, this, like, even if you feel like the timing couldn't be any worse, like, your timing is impeccable. Like, just remember that, okay? So, yeah, power and profit. You have to remember you're coming into a position of high power and profit, but be very careful because very powerful people, the kind of level that you're on, you have very powerful people that want to come towards you and sort of like, they want to test you, but they want to give you the what are they going to do, right? Are they going to just step in, or are they going to watch it play out? Because sometimes when it comes to certain situations, we have to take a step back, right? It doesn't matter how powerful we are. We have to take a step back and, really evaluate the situation and make executive decisions. For me, the executive decision was do not touch the train. So I don't know how that's going to relate to you, Pile 1, but that is the reference my guides wanted me to use, okay? So until next time, I will see you later. Bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to my new channel, honey. Okay, welcome to my new channel. Okay, so Pile 2, here are your cards. Your cards, which are like the new cards that I'm working on, but you see where I'm at. I'm not home, so okay. Your divine protection speaks for itself. Pile 1 got this also, so just so you know, okay? Your divine protection speaks for itself. They are mad and shook. You're worth more than you know. You're the light in the dark. You're so amazing. Okay. You'll never know how far you'll go unless you try. And what you need to know, wow, it's the same like Pile 1. Pile 1, did you jump over to Pile 2? Like, oh, I don't know. No, like, Pile 1, what's going on? Pile 1. Okay, I know this is Pile 2, but if you came from Pile 1, hello again. Okay, so, all right. So, interestingly enough, you got the similar cards to Pile 1, but you never know unless you try. So this is a matter of taking a leap of faith, Pile 2. Yeah, taking a leap of faith. I think the story in Pile 1 is going to be very significant for you. But Pile 2, so I'm going to use references. I'm not going to pull the cards for this reading, of course. So, but the reference I got for you was another dream that I had. Yes. Okay. So I had a dream, and there was a guy who was in the dream, and he wanted to do interviews, right? But he was also like stationed at the background. So he was kind of like the assistant, but he wasn't the one doing the interview. And there was a woman that came up to him and said, you should be the one doing the interviews. You're not supposed to be in the background. So the guy was a little apprehensive, but eventually he was able to say, you know what, I want to do this. I want to go to the forefront and just, do the interviews and stuff like that. And towards the end of the dream, he actually ended up being the one to do the interviews. And not only that, but he was like, people sought after him. So pile 2, your message is, well, creating the life of your dreams. I'm not sure if you want to be a journalist, or there's something you do where you interview people, or you work with a lot of people or a collective group, but whatever it is, it's like my spirit guides are telling me to tell you, right, that you're not meant to be in the background anymore. It's time for you to come to the forefront. It's time for you to just handle the situation, because you're in a position where it's either you are well sought out or you're going to be sought out because of who you are, and only you can do the job, honey. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Anything else for pile 2 is pretty short, I think, because you guys are connected to pile 1, so what else? Anything else? Your title was the most powerful own their own power. Pile 2. It's like, I think it's tied together. I think it's like 1 and 2 are like, they're meant to be together. But they're meant to collide. But yes. So your title is the most powerful own their own power. There is not a spell you can't break. Pile 2, I don't know how this is gonna resonate, but bear with me. I'm coming back, and just adjusting, getting adjusted to everything. Okay, so pile 2, that is your reading. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 3, and welcome either to my new channel or just welcome in general. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna call this. I don't have an intro yet. I had an intro, but it just felt like, let me just get back on the scene, dabble my foot in the water just a little bit, and then now I'm here and I'm talking to you. Okay. Okay, so pile 3, your title is what is calling you. Yeah, like not anyone else, just what calls you. Okay, and your cards that you pulled are your divine protection speaks for itself. They are mad and shook, honey. Okay, pile 1 and 2 got the same thing, so we'll see. You are the reason people believe in love. That's your second card. Your third card is you are meant to travel abroad. The fourth card, listen to the earth today. The universe is talking to you. And the fifth card, you are the spark that ignites the fireworks. What you need to know is you'll never know how far you'll go if you don't try. So again, very similar to pile 2. This is my take a leap of faith card, and just, I feel somebody's gonna be inquiring about these are contacts, honey. Okay, these yes, it is. These are contacts. My eyes, my natural eye color is black. It's like opal. It's like black gems. I love them. But, for the sake of protection, I have to, because, weird people in the world. So, anywho, that's what you need to know. All right. So, what's calling you? So this could be like a path that you're choosing, or maybe you want to choose, or you're on the fence about. You never know. Something alarming may be happening in your life, because that ambulance truck came out of nowhere, so don't know. But okay, what's calling you? Okay, so I'm going to tell you a story. My reference for you is a story, okay? I don't know, why, just go with it. Go with it, honey, okay? Honey, just go with it. So, but it's a story. And, okay, at the age of 7, this is a real story, by the way, based on my life. Oops. Okay, so at the age of 7, I was called a lifesaver. And I'm going to tell you why. So when I was 7, right, I was playing in the yard with a few kids. It was me, one of my friends, and 2 other people. Like, it was 2 other boys, right? So I remember we were trying, and it's gonna sound silly, but we were kids, honey, okay? So we were trying to dig up dirt from the garden because we felt that if we digged deep enough, we would reach the earth's core. I know. Kids, I tell you, right? So we felt like, okay, we can do this. So we're digging through the garden. We're like, yes, like digging deeper into the dirt. And then one of the boys, right, saw me and was like, oh, because honey, I'm not petite, I'm thick, okay? So, but I was always like a little chubby. Anywho, so when I was a kid, one of the boys was like, oh, she's too chubby to play with us. Kids, they're brutally honest, but whatever. So anywho, so she was just like, my friend, she was just like, oh, well, I'm not. She's like, well, I'm not chubby, I'm skinny. So I'm like, whatever. So I get up and I walk away. And I remember just like a daze. I was always dazed as a kid, guys. Like always dazed. Always, right? Always in a daze. Anywho, so I remember at that point in time, like about maybe, I want to say about 5-10 minutes later, the same girl that I was playing with was like, help, someone help me. Now, Hanishan, this girl, those 2 boys, right, that were there, that was like, oh, she's too chubby to play with us. This girl was skinny. She was like fragile skinny. They wrapped her, right? They wrapped her to the fence and they wrapped a cord around her neck, right? And they did it so tight and they like binded it up so she could not get loose, right? So I remember looking and then the boys running away, and then I'm looking at the teachers. The teachers are having their own conversation. It's like 2 women, but they're having their own conversation. And I remember thinking like, no, like she needs help. She's gonna think. So she's like, help. And she's like, she starts to cough, right? Because now she's losing circulation. So I run over and I'm like, I'll save you. And the knot was so bad. And guys, I cannot stand, like to this day, I cannot stand knots like in anything. So I took off the knot and it was like a thick, like wire sort of cord. Because, I live in the hood. So the telephone ropes, the thick cords for like the phones, they were like double dutch stuff, right? Like stuff for jumping rope. Anywho, so that's what they used. So I remember like taking out the knot and untying it, unwrapping it, and then she was like like she was just coughing like really bad, and she was like, oh my god, of course you guys know it's either Amelia or Samantha, that's how you know me, okay? So at the time she's like, oh my god, Samantha, you saved my life. So but I thought about it and I was just like, dang, those boys were mean, right? And I really thought about it. I said, it wasn't the fact, maybe it was a weight thing, but it wasn't the fact that it was my weight, right? Maybe they saw me as somebody who would be too strong for them to think. Because what was the intention? You know what I mean? And like, what would make a person think to like tie somebody up with rope? Anywho, okay, I say that to say, maybe something is happening in your life, right? Where it's like you're binded up by something, or you're like you feel tied to something or someone maybe. And I feel like it's kind of like, okay, whatever your situation is, what's calling you? Like, yes, you know your situation, you know what's happening in your life, in your circumstances, but what is calling you? Go to what is calling you, okay? And I think that's the message I have for you. But it's more so like a leap of faith. Because for me to see what you need to know, you'll never know unless you, what? You'll never know how far you'll go if you don't try. It's like, there's a fear there. You know what I mean? So This is more so about facing your fears and going to what's calling you. Taking a leap of faith, honey. Okay? All right, pile 3, that is your reading, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye. Hello, pile 4, and welcome to my channel. Okay, so your message, honey, is lead the crowd. Do not follow. Honey, you lead, right? All right, so let's see what's going on. Your cards that you pulled were, you are a walking victory, not a victim. Okay. The second card was create the life and love of your dreams. Third, you're the heart and soul of this foundation. Fourth, you are internationally known. And what you need to know is you decide who you're meant to be. No one else. No one else. You. You decide, right? So, okay. I feel like you guys are miracles. And here's why. Because the reference I have to use for this is an actual miracle. Like a legit miracle, right? So, and in regards to business, I feel like you're dealing with dream killers. So somebody is trying to tell you what you're supposed to be, what you're not supposed to be. Somebody is trying to label you, right? But only you can do that, you know? There will be times where you have a bunch of people who are followers that will tell you, oh, you're meant to be like them, but you're not, honey. You're really not. Because if that's the case, you wouldn't have these leader qualities. And I know you do, because if you didn't have these leader qualities, you wouldn't have this title. So who has, remember, okay, that's a good thing. Remember who has the title, okay? Simply put, I feel like you're a person of few words. Okay, so yeah, decide whom you're meant to be. Okay, so here's the story for you. There was a woman, just in case, like maybe you're very like logical or technical. Maybe you don't believe in miracles, right? But I'm gonna tell you a miracle that I witnessed. So there was a woman who she's having a baby, right? Now this baby starts to move around in her stomach, and it's a girl that she's having, right? This baby, she starts to move around in her stomach, and then she gets her neck wrapped around an umbilical cord. She's not eating. She's barely breathing. Yeah? So, not only does she not eat, this baby that's in the stomach, in the womb, not only does she not eat for 1 week, she doesn't eat for 2 weeks. Not only does she not eat for 2 weeks, she goes a whole month without eating, barely breathing. Not only does she go a whole month, she goes 2 months. 2 months, no eating, barely breathing. The doctors are telling this woman, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a stillbirth. Like, they're preparing this woman for the worst, right? So, anywho, she comes to the point where her water breaks, she goes, she gives birth. She's expecting a stillbirth, that's it. But no, the baby comes out malnourished, yes, but barely breathing, but still breathing enough to where she can be saved, right? Now, pile 4, leader, right? If you do not believe in miracles, then that means you do not believe in the video that you are watching, because that baby was me. So, I say that to say, I don't know why I had to reference that here, but I say that to say that you decide, right? You came into this world, you know who you are, you know who you're meant to be, you know who you want to be, so you decide who you're going to be, okay? No one else. All right, pile 4, that is your reading. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Hello, pile 5, and welcome to my channel. Hi, welcome to the new channel, the new one, okay? Okay, so pile 5. Your cards that came out were people will put their necks out on a line for you, right? But out of fear, okay? I don't know why I had to put fear, not respect. So out of fear, people will put their necks on a line for you. You're on a whole different type of time. This definitely gives me like, I'm not gonna lie, when I pulled this reading, it definitely gave me like kingpin sort of energy. I don't know why. It just gave me like very, what's the name of that movie? I referenced it before. Where like the child was a drug dealer or something. He was a drug dealer and he was trying to get him and his sister out of the game. Cuba could be significant. Miami could be significant also. Okay, going on to your next cards, honey. Your divine protection speaks for itself. They are mad and shook, but that's in reverse. You need to know that you are not alone. But I had to have it stressed to me. Like my spirit guides wanted me to know this is not good. Okay? So you need to know that you're not alone, and that's not in the best of ways. Like, I don't know, maybe somebody's watching you or what have you. Sing out loud, dance like no one is watching, or reverse. So that for that card to come out, it's kind of like there's a need for you to be still, to keep quiet about something. I'm not gonna lie, I have my notes. I'm not gonna lie, pile 5, this is an energy. I don't know if you're inquiring for yourself or for someone else, but this is definitely an energy of somebody who tried to dim somebody else's light, like really bad, because they were in a position of power, I guess, and a lot of people feared them. And there's definitely this energy of like rule with an iron fist, right? So I don't know how to put this without being, what's the word I'm looking for? Without being like, I guess like criticizing, because that's how the pile is supposed to come out. And your title is If Confusion and Admiration Had a Baby. Okay? So I feel like pile 5, this is the karma pile. Now, if you know that you haven't been, geez, with this light. If you know that you haven't been doing anything wrong and you're inquiring about a person, then, this is this person, right? This person is dealing with a lot of karma, and not in the best way. The fact that your divine protection speaks for itself. They're mad and shook in reverse. That came in reverse. You know what that tells me? That lets me know that whoever this person is, I don't know if it's you or the person you're inquiring about, they have no spiritual protection. There's no spiritual backing here, which means there is an abuse of power, right? Because somebody is powerful, so they feel like, oh, well, I'm going to use it because this is what I'm going to do, because this is who I am. So there's very much that kind of energy here. Okay, so I have to give you the reference of a story from me, of course. So there was a girl, right? And I went to school with her. She was a bully, like across the board. Like this girl was she was a bully. She was like really bad. And she was always picking on me, always, right? So interesting that I have to reference this story for this pile. Okay, anywho. So anyway, she was always picking on me, always picking on everybody, always like calling people out. And this was in junior high school, right? So it got to the point where I was just like, you know what, whatever. Graduation comes, right? And mind you, this, because I think we were in 8th grade together. So she took the whole year to just slander my name, talk bad about me, talk bad about just everything. You want to talk about trying to tear somebody's like down to nothing? Like, this is what this girl tried to do. I couldn't understand why though, because I never had a problem with her, but she had a problem with me. I don't know. Call it jealousy, right? So anywho, so it came to graduation and I was just like, you know what, I'm good. Like, I was happy, I was smiling, I was talking with all of my friends, and I overheard this girl say, oh, I'm gonna fight her, I'm gonna fight Samantha, because you guys know me. Either you know me as Amelia or you know me as Samantha, like I said in a previous file. Right? So she's like, oh, I'm gonna fight Samantha, you know, I'm gonna fight her like during graduation. So I overheard it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm not doing this. So she goes out of her way to make sure she's sitting directly behind me, and she starts to kick my chair, right? So something told me, don't say anything. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. So she starts kicking my chair. She starts kicking it, boom, 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 even harder. Like, this girl's going in. Like, she wants to fight. You know, not the time or the place for me. So she wanted to fight. But anywho, didn't pay attention, didn't pay her any mind. I just paid attention to the ceremony and what have you. So came towards the end, she couldn't fight me for nothing. Like, she realized, oh my gosh, I can't get a reaction out of her, which she never did during, like, throughout the years of junior high school. She never did. So anywho, a couple years later, I see her, and she's hanging out with her mom, and we see each other. We're like downtown Brooklyn because we're at like the Macy's or something. Like, I remember going in Macy's with my mom and then seeing her and her mother. So I remember she looked at me, and it was kind of like a snide look, like, yeah, I did all of that stuff to you, you're gonna do nothing about it, right? So anywho, so I remember looking at her, and then I remember realizing, like, I don't have to be nice to this person, right? Like, I don't have to be nice to her. She's out of my life. Good riddance. So anywho, she was there, and she gave that look like, yeah, I got you. I got one over on you. Haha. A couple years down the line, she added me on Facebook. This is when I had a Facebook. Now, I don't like to do social media. You know, too much catfishing. But so she had like a Facebook, and she added me, and she tried to get somebody, a guy, to talk to me that was like friends with her, because she wanted him to play me, to say that, oh yeah, I got you, still got you. I don't know now, guys, why this woman was so fixated on me. I don't know, right? But she was. So I started talking to the guy, and I started to put two and two together, like, okay, well, like, you know what, I'm not gonna do this. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't know how, but I feel like she's gonna get karma. Now, did I wish ill on her? No. I said, I don't know how, but I feel like she's gonna get karma. Let me tell you what happened, right? 2 years later, she had to check herself into the mental hospital. Her mother had to get her out. She was out for a couple of months. Then she got checked in again. Her mother got her out again. Then she got checked in again. This time her mother couldn't get her out because her mother passed away. So I remember she wrote like a long post on Facebook, like, oh, I told my mom I was going to become a fashion designer, X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, she was really like mourning her mom. And I remember thinking, like, you know, sorry for her loss, but I wasn't going to say it because, you know, not mean or anything, but I wasn't fond of her. And I don't even know why she still had me as a friend. Anywho, so when that happened, I remember thinking like, wow, that's crazy how all of that happened. But then it kind of looked like, okay, wait a minute. I think this is karma taking place, right? So, anywho, years later, I'm walking into my like college at the time when I was in college so long ago. And I remember going into the elevator and she came onto the elevator with me. And then I was just like, oh boy, here we go. But I'm not the same like 8th grader, yes? And she comes on, she's like, oh, Samantha, how are you? How's everything? How's your life? How's your family? And I was just like, we don't like each other. You don't have to do, like, we're in college now. Come on, like, leave it alone. So I said, everybody's good. Just like that, like, just like that, because it wasn't like, oh my God, I'm meeting my friend again. I'm like, everybody's good. Why are you asking? So I remember she was just like, yeah, I'm coming here for it. And it was a community college, right? So she goes, oh yeah, well, I'm coming here because I got kicked out of like the fashion, I don't know what's the top fashion school in New York. But anywho, she got kicked out of it because she couldn't keep up with her tuition, because she couldn't keep up with the grades. And so therefore she lost her scholarship, and she wasn't able to think. She wasn't able to continue there. So she had to come back and she had to go to community college. So I said, oh, okay. And she was like, oh, but, it's really good seeing you. It's good to see you. I said, okay. But just throughout the years of how this person, this woman's karma, she's a grown woman now, but this woman's karma was non-stop. And it was interesting because it was almost as if the universe allowed me to see, like, because this woman did this to you, this is what happened to her, right? So Pal 5, I don't know if you're this person that's the bully, or you are the person inquiring about somebody who was a bully to you. But I have to say, karma is not looking too good for whoever this person is. Whether it's you or someone else, honey. I don't know. But the karma is not good here. It's not. There's no protection. There's no spiritual backing. This person has bullied to the point of like, and I don't think anybody has the right to bully anyone, right? But this person has bullied to the point of no return, to the point it's just like the universe is just like, oh no, like that's it, you're done. So, Pal 5. That is your reading. Morbid. Ooh. But that's your reading. Okay, bye. Hello, Pile 6, and welcome to my channel. Okay. File 6. The title of your pile is called It's Time to Move. Now, I don't know, but that's what it's saying. It's time to move. Okay. Pile 6, you're meant to travel abroad for business, leisure, or school. Okay? You're the light in the dark. It's the glow up for me. So you guys had a glow up. Pile 6, like, Honeation. Okay. All right. Oh, honey, that smile. That's actually a card. Oh, honey, that smile. Right? You're so much cooler when you're just you. Pile 6, who are you, honey? What you need to know is catch up with friends and family. Today you will be glad you did. And family member. Oh, yes, Pile 6. Okay. Okay, Pile 6. It's a glow for me. So it's something about family, right? So you've taken the time, you've done the work, you've done everything you're supposed to do, and like, what? Honey, you're just, you, right? You're like on a roll, which is cool. That's so cool, right? But for a specific set of you, there's a family member that suffers from memory loss, and the universe wants you to make the most of the time left. Now, am I going to say that this family member is going to pass away? No. Okay? But when I say make the most of the time, like make the most of the time before the memory gets so bad they don't even know left from right. Okay? So, and it's interesting because I know these files are going to resonate with people, and they're meant to come out because I have to do it like this, you know. But my mom, she suffers from dementia, and you know, over time it's like, you know, it's like, whoa, like sometimes it's crazy, other times it's just like she's okay, she's like coherent, but then there are times where it's just like, you know, I'll have to be there and I'll help her, like, to take a shower and stuff, because she doesn't really, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, sometimes she don't know where the bathroom is, sometimes she does not know her, you know, she doesn't know, right? And no disrespect to my mother, but this is just to give you an example. And for a while, I was doing this for years. Like, I was taking care of her for years, but finally she has a home health aide, and it's kind of like I can start to like just spread my wings, and a long overdue spreading of the wings, but I digress. Anywho, now, when I was younger, my mom used to drop gems on me. Like, when I say gems, honey, like she would give me the best. You want to talk about the best advice? The best advice when it came to business, love, career, money, finance. Like, and she was everything engulfed in one. She was so smart. And she worked as a computer teacher. She was my technology teacher. And she taught me all about binary code. She taught me about software. She introduced me to the moon and the stars and the planets, and, you know, how many moons are on certain planets, and like galaxies. Like, she opened up my world to like sci-fi. And this is why I'm very like, you know, at times I'll be very whimsical and very like, you know, head in the clouds, literally, right? Or, you know, head in the universe, boop. But it was because of her. So, you know, and she did everything. She did everything, but she loved computers. And she taught me all about computers. And I remember like thinking to myself, like, oh, she's always going to be this smart. She's always going to drop gems on me. She's always going to be this, you know, loving and kind and like this hopeless romantic. And she's always going to be that. But, you know, when you get older, you start to see that times change and people change, and inevitably, you know, that things do not stay the same, right? So it now gets to the point like we have memories, but the memories are, you know, for the moment, and I can appreciate those memories. But now, where she would naturally drop gems and jewels on me and tell me everything about life and the stars and the moons and the planets, you know, now it's just for the moment. Hey, I'm hungry. What's to eat? Want to watch a show? Music? Dance? But depth, I mean, like in-depth conversations that I loved, and sometimes I even overlooked back in the day, those are gone, honey. Those are no more. So I tell you this to say, whatever your case or your situation may be, appreciate those moments, honey, because before you know it, they could be gone within a matter of seconds, within a matter of months. A year can go by, your whole life will change, like, you know. So yeah, I would just say, just make the best of these moments and understand that we cannot hold resentment. We can't. There are so many things. You know, we can look at situations where our parents were just absolutely horrible, and moments where we're just like, oh my gosh, they're just like so insensitive, and we can, right? But we have to know, like, the bigger picture is nobody's here, nobody's promised. They're not promised the same state they were in. So just, I don't know who I'm talking to, but make the most of the memories that you can create with whoever this family member is, because it's, you know, if this is not your pile, it's not your pile. But I have a feeling whoever picks pile 6 is like, this is your pile, you know? And just make the most of friends and family time, because sometimes it's so limiting, you know? You never know. Okay, pile 6, that has been your reading, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Pile 7. Hello. Welcome back to my new channel. Welcome back to me, right? But welcome to the new channel. Okay, so pile 7. Not gonna lie, I know you guys are earth angels, okay? I know. It's pile 7. I know, okay? So, here are your cards. Your cards are try new things today. You're meant to mend hearts. Your world, your rules. You're a walking victory, not a victim. You are the spark that ignites the fireworks. And you need to know that you are an earth angel, whoever you are. Pile 7s, collective earth angels. Hello. But you're an earth angel, right? Now, what do I want to tell you? I'm going to tell you a story. And this story is pretty recent, right? And the reason why I stopped doing tarot to begin with was not because I wanted to stop. I didn't. I really didn't, honey. But I felt in my heart that God was telling me, you need to stop doing tarot where you live. You cannot do tarot over there anymore. And I thought, well, this is crazy. Like, why not? So I had to stop, right? And the reason why I had to stop is because I had to realize what was happening around me and what people were doing whenever I did tarot, right? And, you know, you don't think, like, when you're following your dreams and your passions and like what you love to do, because I love to help people, honey. Like, if I can do pick-up piles and just like make people laugh and smile all day, I would do it. And not in like a people pleaser, not in sort of like a people pleaser way, like kind of thing, but just to help humanity to realize that, you know, they're not alone, you know, and to get them into the right path and what they're doing, and letting them know, and it's okay to love, and it's okay to bring positive energy into the world. If I could do that all day, I would. But it got to a point where it was really bad, and like, you know, I live in an area where people are not very receptive to the level of spirituality that I tend to practice, right? Because I am not exactly I am somebody who believes in a creator. I believe in God, not the God definition of what you see in the Bible, and you know, but I definitely believe in the creator. But I'm way too spiritual to sit in church and, you know, every Sunday and go to Bible study. Like, that's not me, right? So, but the combination of the two that I have, like, I understand that life is very spiritual, but I also understand that there's a creator, and I also understand that there is hierarchy to creation, right? Just look around, you see it, right? Anywho, I digress. So, Earth Angel. There was a time it got really bad, and a lot of people, like, I felt like just people around me, they were very like, oh, you know, like all sorts of things, guys. Like, what haven't I been called? Witch, somebody who's like demonic because I do tarot or because I like to listen to tarot. Like, it was just really bad. And then on top of that, I wasn't giving no guys in my area no type of play because they're not my type. Like, yes, I grew up around them, but I like stimulating smart conversations. Sorry. So, anywho, I digress, not to get insulting, but it's the truth. So it just got to the point. It was really bad and I couldn't do it. And I remember there was a point where I asked God, I was just like, what if I stop? Like, completely. Like, what if I stop doing tarot, right? And you know what? God showed me a story. He replayed for me a story that was in my mind that I read when I was 15 years old. Now, the story that I read when I was 15 years old, there was a boy who lived in Iraq, and the night before he had a vision that a kid was going to bomb the school, right? His school where he stayed, a kid had something, he had a bomb attached to him, and he was going to go into the school and he was going to blow it up and kill everybody in the school. So the boy wakes up and he wakes up in the morning and he asks God, he's like, am I going to die? God never answers him. So he gets up, he goes to school, and do you know, Anishan, the boy, like he saw in his dream, was right there. But the boy was it looked like he was waiting for him, right? So he goes, he exchanges a few words with the boy. He says, I don't think you should do this, X, Y, and Z. They start to fight. Now, mind you, he saw all of this in his dream already, right? He knew he was going to fight this boy. He did not know whether he was going to live or whether he was going to die. So, anywho, he starts to fight the boy, and he starts to fight the boy, and not only does the boy save everybody in the school, the boy who had the dream, who had the vision, not only does he not save everybody in that school who had no idea that this boy with a bomb was outside and was about to blow all of them up, he saved the bomber. He saved the bomber. When they asked him, were you scared? He mentioned, he's a boy, of course. So he goes, yes, I was scared. But you know, what was interesting to me was the fact that he said it would have been scarier for him not showing up at the school that day. Not going to the boy that day. Like, do you know what kind of bravery you have to have as a kid? To see that you're going to fight a bomber, somebody with a bomb strapped to them. You don't know whether you're going to live or die. And you save the world because you decide to take action. So pile 7. Here's what I'm saying. Because you decide to do what you do, because you say, you know what, I don't know how it's going to end. I don't know what's going to happen. I just know I have a calling on my life to help people, to help the collective. I strongly feel like a lot of people who pick pile 7, they're going to be tarot readers. No lie. Okay? So when I asked God, I said, what if I stop? What if I don't do this anymore? Like completely, like what if I just leave it all behind me? And he showed me that story. I damn near broke down, right? Because it's coming to the realization of it's so much bigger than what's happening around us. It's so much bigger than the opinions of others, right? It's so much bigger than that. Like, forget how people view you. Pile 7. You saved the school and you saved the bomber, okay? Nothing else matters. I hope that helped, but that has been your reading, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.